Hi, on this episode of Beauty Unfiltered, we have what I promised several times now. We're going to do the Wet n Wild 2025 new products review, swatches, and look. I actually fully prepared this blog post earlier in the year, very timely when the products came out. I had all of it ready to go, and all I had to sit down and do is edit the photos and just write the thing. And I don't know what got into me, but I felt like doing other content that I was also gearing up to do. I felt more interested in those topics. So I put this aside and went and did those and ended up burning up all of my time. And then I hit that point where essentially in the summer I didn't put out much content at all. And now here we are. I got hit with all the Wet n Wild collections all at one time. And while I knew that would put me into a groove of just doing content again, just further delayed the inevitable. So it is here. And as a matter of fact, this blog post has been ready for weeks, and I've just purposely not published it. I've been withholding it because I know that I'm still posting all my videos from the other collections because there's so many products. But you know what? Whether or not I put this out, the videos are going to be backed up because there's a lot to cover. And that's okay. The videos are ready to go, in terms of them being shot. And it's good. It's just endless content. So here we are. I'll keep hiding behind the fact that I had all year to test these things. I mean, I did. I've been using these products, especially like the powder puff, the primer. I've used so many times. So let's do it. Let's read the whole thing. Wet n Wild 2025 new products at a glance. These are new releases into the permanent core line. We have 8 new product types, some of which are fully new, while others expand existing lines. These releases split trendy with lip stains and sticky primer with non-trendy matte liquid lips. And you can find these products pretty much at any retailer that carries Wet n Wild at this point, because the whole year is over. I have all of the Wet n Wild 2025 new products. For each item, I am doing a thorough review with swatches, star ratings, and a makeup look at the end. So I've had all year to test these products, and I'll help you determine what is worth buying if you haven't already tried it, right? So where can you get these things? As I've noted, when it comes down to where you can get the new editions, basically anywhere. Most retailers that carry the brand, so you'll find all, if not a scattering, of these offerings across like Amazon, Ulta, CVS, Walmart, the Forbidden Target, Walgreens, Wet n Wild's website. I mean, hell, a lot of these places are forbidden, and they're probably going to become more forbidden, right? What a time. What a time to be alive. And there was no real release date for these products. You know how things are with Wet n Wild anymore. Things just happen. They come out. They appear whenever. And we get them whenever. Very exciting. We're going to start off with probably the product, or one of the products that you are most curious about. Perfect Pout Lip Liner Stains. Why do I not hear that much about these? I don't get it. I don't understand why the world, is about every day of our lives. You got to hear about the Huda Beauty, the lip liner stain pens. You got to hear about CoverGirl's version. Dollar Tree has a version I can't find. Then NYX came out with a bunch of them, but nobody talks about the Wet n Wild. I know there's only 3 shades. I hope they release more, but let's talk about this. So the ooh and ah factor is really the unique shape, and they get into the product claims. They call it a blade shaped applicator. Now, when I try to line my lips with the long edge like you would expect to do, they stop working halfway through the process. They act like they're drying out, but they're not drying out. And I hadn't even thought to try lining my lips with the tip of the blade until I read it in the claims when I was finally writing this blog post. What I usually do is just turn it on the flat side and just fill my lips in that way. And that works for me, works my lip shape very well. And I've noticed if you have any other makeup product on your lip, maybe you just got like a smudge of foundation on when you're blending it out, whatever, they don't want to write over it. So you really need to be sure that your lips are clean. They are matte and they dry down fast like any other lip stain. If you try to apply this lip stain, like try to layer it up before the first layer is dry, it'll get a little bit streaky. And honestly, I have that experience with every stain I've tried this year. The experience that I had with these overall matches the experience I've had with all lip stains. So I can't tell if it's just me or the products or what's going on here. The only thing that drives me crazy about these is they dry down darker than how they appear on the colored band on the package or how they swatch. So I just have a hard time matching them to my lip color. And I also tried these multiple ways. So whenever I test a lip stain, I just put it on my bare lips and see what happens. And they wear off. It's not like there's a stain actually staying behind. But when I layer them with any other lip product, they hold up. And again, that's my experience with every lip stain. I've not tried a lip stain this year that really hangs on if it's not paired with the lip color. And that's outside of like your glossy lip stains. Think like the NYX Lip IV, the ones that Elf has had for years, where the glossy layer wears off and the stain stays behind. That's a whole other like type of lip stain, okay? So to summarize, I find that stains work the best when they're used as insurance layered under your other lip colors. And I would like to see Wet n Wild release more shades. So the claims on this lip liner has a blade-shaped applicator for defining the lips, a pointed tip for lining, and a flat side for filling. The transfer-proof formula should provide all-day wear. And that is true. It doesn't transfer. I don't see it on my straw or anything. It just wears away gracefully. So I gave these a 4 out of 5 stars. We have 3 shades of these so far. Next is the Mega Stay Extreme Hold Brow Gel, and this is a brow glue. This is one of those super firm and long wearing brow gels that is a true brow glue. So if you're looking for that laminated, lifted look that holds up all day, this is the product. You don't need to spend any more than Wet n Wild's price, okay? This formula dries down. There's no flakes, no complaints, and the applicator size is right on. So I have no issue pairing this with any of my other brow products, with any other like color filling product. The claims are this lightweight gel should have extreme staying power for up to 16 hours. The non-sticky formula should dry clear for a laminated brow look minus flakes. The small spoolie allows for precision lifting of brow hairs. I gave it a 5 out of 5. There's nothing to dislike about it. We also have the Powder Puff in pink. Now I feel like I'm working backwards because this year we got some limited edition powder puffs like the Mrs. Puff Powder Puff that Wet n Wild called a triangle. We call Mrs. Puff a triangle. I still think about this. I'm still offended for her. But it all started here, at the beginning of the year with this powder puff. So they came out with their own. It's perfectly good. I feel like I've tried 100 powder puffs. I haven't tried 100, but I've tried a lot. It's the same as all other powder puffs. Nothing new, nothing different. Have I reached for it a lot this year? Yes, but I also tend to reach for things that are new and that are right there. But if you're in the market for a puff, you get this one. It's fine. It also cleans perfectly easily like any other puff. I did a blog post on cleaning your powder puffs if you need that. So the claims. This puff should pick up and blend both pressed and loose powders for a flawless look. The triangle shape is designed to fit around tight spaces like the eyes and nose for precise application. The elastic band gives you control, and you can use both sides of the puff. The puff is reusable and washable. Hand wash it and let it dry. And that is true, and you can do that with most sponges, puffs, You can take that elastic band and flip it over to the other side and use both sides. I gave it a 5 out of 5. No reason not to. It's hot pink. It's in charge. And now we have the Prime Focus Clingy Primer Serum. I'm no stranger to gripping primer. I've compared e.l.f.'s primers, 10 ways from Sunday. But in my first round of testing this primer, I did not like it. And I deemed it as one that does not extend makeup wear time. So let me go through my experiences and how I corrected this. So my observation is this formula is thicker than other brands, and perhaps not in a good way. If they were to add more water, that would be a benefit. So comparing this just in my mind, thinking about like an e.l.f. Power Grip Primer, the Milk Makeup Primer, Wet n Wild even had a sticky primer in the Nightmare Before Christmas collection. I don't have every sticky primer that's on the market, but I have several. They are a bit more fluid, right? So I wear sunscreen every day. I put this on before my makeup, and the one that I wear with my makeup is the Bliss Block Star. It is tinted to counteract the white cast, but the tint doesn't give you any kind of coverage. So I put it on, I pat it into my skin, and it's sitting on my skin for at least 15 minutes before I go in with makeup. It is set. I have been doing this every day for a long time, and I have no issues with this. And it's really a benefit that it is tinted, because what I noticed with my first round of testing this primer, as I am trying to spread it across my face and get it all patted in, I could actually see my sunscreen getting pulled up. I could see that actual tint, that color, getting pulled up. So it was disrupting my sunscreen. And then, as you can imagine, that causes the makeup to not lay well on the face. So whenever I test the primer, I don't just go in with a foundation that 10 out of 10 wears beautifully all day. I go for like the cut rate foundation. So I take one that I would rate maybe like a 7 out of 10, and then an 8 out of 10, a 9 out of 10. If I'm still skeptical, maybe like a 5 out of 10. There's no point in testing it with something that is really going to hold up. But in extreme circumstances, I do. So I did grab one of those cut rate foundations, and of course it was patchy all over those places where my sunscreen I could see was getting pulled up, and my foundation actually wore completely off of my nose, and that never happens. Literally never happens. And then just normal wear and tear everywhere else on my face, and that's where I said, okay, this is bad. This does not extend makeup wear time. So I tried it again with a little bit better foundation, and I still had some patchy areas. And this is where I was really thinking, the thickness of this product is not that good. But there was still normal wear and tear. And then I said, let me grab like an 8 out of 10, a 9 out of 10, a 10 out of 10 foundation. Okay, the results improved, right? But even with a 10 out of 10, one of my favorite trustworthy foundations, it just still didn't look right. It looked heavy. So I just gave up on this primer. I put it in my drawer with my other primers, and I just couldn't be bothered to try it again. And maybe that's also a benefit of waiting an extended period of time to put this blog post out, because I ended up trying it, several months later, and my opinion has changed. So there is a proper way to apply gripping primer. And that applies to all gripping primers, but you cannot skip these steps with this primer for sure. So I got this from Robert Welsh. It's something that I saw him do in a video several months ago, and I've been doing it. And then I said, let me try it with the Wet n Wild. So what you do is first you dispense some of the product at the back of your hand, and you just let it warm up. You can even take your finger, kind of swirl it around, warm it up some more. But either way, you're going to dip your finger in it, probably like ring finger or a middle finger. And you're going to dip your finger in, and you're going to have that kind of, I don't know how to describe this, like on your finger bone, right? And you're going to take that and you're going to swipe your finger across your face. So I work in sections. I started swiping it across one cheek and jaw, the other cheek and jaw, my forehead, across the nose and the upper lip. So it's swiped across everywhere, and then I go and pat it into the skin. Never skip patting anything into the skin. Your skin is porous, and that is how you work the product in, so it looks skin-like. It doesn't look heavy. When I do it that way, my foundation doesn't act all weird and, come off at the end of the day and get patchy. The primer doesn't pull up my sunscreen. I just get a perfect application. So once you have that down, you have the base down. I've adopted that method. no more patchiness, no more heaviness. And I went back through my rounds of testing, and I do believe it extends makeup wear time. Really all, if not most, gripping primers extend makeup wear time. Now I will say, as a combo oily skin person, this primer is going to give you a dewy finish. And again, they pretty much all do. This one's kind of up there, but it doesn't make me oily, so that doesn't make me mad. Once I put on whatever foundation I'm putting on, I'm going to get the finish of that foundation. It's okay. It's not designed to fill pores, but pro tip here, grab whatever your favorite like pore filling putty type primer is and put that on, and then put your gripping primer over it, and they are a match made in heaven. That was something that was very trendy this year, like earlier this year on like TikTok and Reels, was pairing your gripping primer with your pore filling primer. It is actually a thing. I tested it. I didn't say I tested it, but I'm telling you now, it is a thing. But I still would want to see Wet n Wild just try to thin out this formula just a little bit, and then I think it'll be perfect. It'll be really competitive to everything else that's on the market. So the claims on this is a long-lasting primer that contains skin-loving ingredients to brighten and hydrate with a dewy finish. Apply a thin layer and allow it to set for a minute to be locked in for 16 hours of wear. Wet n Wild loves a 16-hour claim. That's a number they put on everything. I don't know how or why they derive that, but I don't get into makeup like when they give those weird time ranges. Most of us aren't wearing it that long. I mean, that's better than saying it's like 24, 48 hours or 72 hours. You've seen that too. I'm getting off topic here, but I ended up rating it a 5 out of 5 stars. I do think it is worth trying. Just apply it correctly. Next is the triple feature 3-piece cushion sponge set. And again, I'm working backwards because we got a limited edition cushion sponge set in the My Melody and Kuromi collection. But it started here. This is where it got released into the core line. So they gave us these 3 sponges that remind you a lot of the sponges you get in your K-Beauty compacts, like cushion compacts, except these aren't flat. They're very bouncy and kind of thick, right? But they feel like air. So you are supposed to wet these. That's what Wet n Wild says to do. And then they get even softer and even bouncier. And they do give you a skin-like finish. However, I don't see the difference between this and any other sponge, or a difference between Wet n Wild sponges even, okay? So far, I've been using these. I wash them every time. I've been able to get 100% of the product out. No staining, no tearing it up. How long is that going to last? I don't know. I mean, I tested them for like a period of time. But this year, I've ditched the sponge, and I'm 100% brush. I never thought that would be me. I'm still not wrapping my head around it. But, I at least gave these a try. And yes, the elastic band gives you good control. Yeah, I like to put like 3 of my fingers in there because I have small hands. I will say the size options in the set are very odd. So the small size is excellent for getting into those tight areas like your under eye, around the nose. You really need it for that. The largest size is impractical, right? I don't know what I would do with it even before you wet it and it gets a little bit bigger. I don't get it. So what I really use is the middle size, and that's for my full face, my foundation, and make it work for my concealer, but you still should use the little one, your cream contour, your bronzer, everything, okay? The only issue that I have with the shape is like, it's not a circle. You just have to look at the picture in the blog post. Based on that shape and the size, it ends up just leaving like lines in my makeup, and I have to keep reblending those areas and go a little bit crazy until I finally get it worked out. But in the My Melody set, the middle size stays shaped as a triangle, and that is perfect, okay? That makes me able to blend my entire face without getting all the lines everywhere from the edges of the goofy shape, right? And I get a perfect blend. So I rated these 4 out of 5, and it's not because they don't work. It's just, this doesn't do anything different. It looks really cool on paper, But if you already own a makeup sponge, you're already going to get this look. And the sizes are a little bit strange. But here's the claims. These sponges are made with a cushion-like material to be super soft, yet blend with a streak-free and airbrushed finish. The stretchy ribbon gives you a secure grip, and the included straps. The included shapes are great for both liquids and powders. Yeah, sure. And the second product that you're probably very curious about is the loose setting powder in soft pink. So you might remember, it's been a year now since we had the Hello Kitty collection, and they gave us a pink loose powder. Well, here it is, folks. It's in the permanent line. It's been added to the Photo Focus line of loose powders. And this is their signature loose powder formula. They finally mill it. It's going to smooth you out. It's going to give you a slight blur. It's going to mattify the skin. There's no shimmers here. There's no glitters, none of that. It's going to set you. It's going to lock you in place. It's going to extend the wear of your makeup, and it's going to help you with oil production. Okay? They make a good powder, and if you haven't tried it, you need to try it. And they give you so much of it. The container is huge. And what is it, like $6? Okay? Think about the other pink powders on the market. All these high-end ones you see people touting on the internet all day in their videos. Oh, no. No. You just need this. Okay? And of course, it makes a really good pairing with their puff. So if you're not familiar with the Hello Kitty powder, let's talk about these powders now. It is a light pink. So on fair skin, it is chef's kiss. It's going to give you a color correcting brightening effect. So it is great for the under eye area, but it's not too harsh. You can actually use it and set your entire face, and you're not going to be bright looking. Your coloring is not going to be off, okay? And of course, if you like that look where you're setting your under eyes and you're trying to connect that pink down to your blush, you're going to get that in a subtle way. It'll be there. It's not going to be as bam as maybe what you've seen because it's not dark enough to be bam, but I like that. I'm fair skin, and I think that this is just a good choice for us. Now, then again, how's that going to look on somebody who's not fair skinned? It may not be for you. I'm not sure. Okay. But I did rate this a 5 out of 5. And this powder, I'm reading the claims now, I should have said, should be lightweight and silky while enhancing your natural glow. It should blend effortlessly into your skin and blur and smooth imperfections all day. It should minimize shine, and it is fine for all skin types. I like it. I love it. I actively reach for this all the time. And next is the Breakup Proof Wing Out Waterproof Liquid Eyeliner in Ultra Black. So everybody loves the Breakup Proof line. It is the real deal. It holds on and doesn't go anywhere. I've brought this up to so many people this year, even at work, and they've all told me how much they love this, or that like I've turned them on to these products, right? So I love, of course, the original liquid eyeliner in the Skinny, and the Skinny's my go-to. I just repurchased it. Mine finally got used up / dried out. I don't feel like you ever really use one up. They just kind of dry out at some point. So it is on the way. It is in the mail. It's not often I actually get to use up something and repurchase it. So that goes to show I just really liked it. So this one, what makes it new is that they shape the tip like a wing. Okay, it only comes in one color right now. And what I will say about the Breakup Proof formula, I mean, it is locked on your face, but when you go to wash it off, when you're ready, it comes off. I love that. I want a product that's locked on all day, and then it goes when I want it to go without a fight. Okay, that's best case scenario. So this is a matte black formula. And, I would do want to keep in mind, I've been playing with winged eyeliner since high school. So I've perfected what I do. And for me, this works. It did not change my life. It didn't enable me to do something that I couldn't do before. I kind of put this in the category of, I don't get it. So I'd like to hear from you if you got this and it changed something for you. It changed your life in some way. I know the tip is shaped differently and that's the allure, but it's an eyeliner and it was no different for me. That's why I gave it 4 stars. It just didn't seem like it was a new innovation. And one thing I have experience with it, like I'll do one eye, okay, fine. I move on to the next eye. Kind of acts like it's drying up, but it's not. I'm always very careful to store these tip down. And obviously this issue doesn't happen with their other liners. I don't get that. But here's the claims. The angled brush tip should enable you to create sharp and steady lines. The formula should last for up to 16 hours, once again, against sweat, humidity, and tears. So there it is, folks. And then we have the lippies. So I didn't see this coming. The Make a Glitter Shimmer Liquid Lipsticks. This is the year of no makeup and clean girl, and give me the clear glossy lips and all the crap, no exciting makeup. And Wild's like, yeah, I'm going to give you the pink powder. I'll give you the lip stain. I'll give you the gripping primer. All things that we've seen a lot of this year, right? And then they're like, you know what? We're going to give you a full coverage matte liquid lipstick with glitter. Completely anti what is in right now. And you know what? I love that, and we need that. I'm not complaining. We got 3 shades here, and they gave us 2 limited edition shades in the Fantasy Makers Forsaken Forest this year as well. And the purple, was spot on. So let's talk about this. This is how I wrote it. In a year of sheer and glossy lips, this is the curveball. But I like it. It is full coverage in one swipe. It is matte. It's not patchy, so none of the colors here are patchy, like the Halloween black, okay? This formula, it's on the heavier side, but not in a bad way. Once I put it on, it dries down. I really don't feel it. I don't notice it. I'm not thinking about it. Where the innovation is, you allow this to fully dry, and that is the key, just so you don't make it patchy or mess it up. You press your lips together, you release, and you get a glitter reveal. But the glitter is not crazy, okay? It is a fair amount that it is flattering. It doesn't transfer, and the lip color doesn't transfer, so it holds up pretty well while eating and drinking. Is a long wear product. If you do need to reapply for whatever reason, you can. It doesn't get all like heavy and gunked up looking, okay? The triangular applicator is very easy to control, easy to use. It holds the right amount of product, so you don't gotta dip it in 10 times. I've been testing that Dollar Tree makeup, and they like to put those itty-bitty doe foots on everything, and you literally gotta dip the thing in 10 times to get your lips coated. I am just stuck in that moment right now, and I'm like, oh, these Mega Glitter liquid lipsticks here, man. You don't realize how good you have it sometimes. So on occasion, they do dry out my inner lip a little bit. It's slight. It doesn't happen every time. Maybe it's just a personal problem for me. This doesn't bother me. I like these. Okay? So we need more shades in the permanent line, please. And I gave these a 4 out of 5 stars just because, again, they dry me out a little bit, Again, is that a personal problem? I don't know. Maybe I was being mean that day. Maybe they should be a 5 out of 5. 4.5, okay? But here's the claims. The formula starts out matte and then it transforms to a glitter look when you press your lips together. You should get vibrant color with a lightweight feel. They should apply smooth, and they do contain vitamin E to nourish and condition your lips for a soft feel. Okay, so we're at the end of all of the products, so I'll give you the summary here. Wet n Wild's 2025 releases join the permanent core line. They are not limited edition drops. The collection includes standouts like the pink setting powder, lip liner stain, and gripping primer serum. The formulas focus on long wear, grip, and brightening while staying affordable and accessible. Well, we could probably argue it while it's accessibility to a point. These items are accessible, but you know the drama. But they definitely have made a point to stay affordable this year and, kind of throw some shade on some other brands. And they are available now at major retailers, including Ulta, Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and more. And of course, I did a full face of Wet n Wild makeup look where I used these new items the best that I could. Obviously, I can't wear all 3 lip colors at one time. I mean, I guess I could. I would look very deranged, but I tried out these items. And I did note I was kind of surprised, like, no eyeshadow this year, or any other complexion items. They kept it kind of small. I guess I do like small because it's faster and easier for me, as a blogger. Maybe you like more because you're the shopper. But here are the pros and the cons. So the pros, the 2025 products are permanent. They offer a mix, of trendy and classic. They are high performing, so everything got 4 or 5 stars. They are affordable, accessible, available at major retailers. Consistent packaging, formula. The new additions are definitely standouts for performance, like the powder. The tools like the puff, the sponge set, you can reuse them, you can wash them, you don't have to be an expert to use them, and they are suitable for daily use. The cons, so some applicators you mentioned, like the lip liners stain, the eyeliner, are a little inconsistent in the flow. Limited shade ranges. I know they're just testing the waters with these new items. I'm sure that we'll see more. It's pretty much how they do it. Certain products, the gripping primer, you got to use a little bit of a technique to get it right. Some items don't have that much innovation over past releases, like the sponges. It make you kind of think it's an innovation, doesn't change your life. Occasional patchiness or drying with some of the items, and the brand tends to release a few shades at a time, and that makes it feel incomplete. And then, as always, I have my Reddit comments, my frequently asked questions. I haven't posted this to Reddit yet. As I'm recording this, it actually isn't a live blog post, but it's coming to you soon, so I don't have the Reddit color commentary. Of course, I'm excited to see what you all say. And then I have a summary here at the end of the blog post with the product ratings. So that's it. And just to give you the ending piece here, I have to admit that I like a smaller lineup, but it is sort of annoying how they release limited shades of new items. Everything here does have the potential to be a daily staple. It's all highly wearable. So, you've had the whole year here. What did you pick up? What did you like? What did you not like? Or you didn't pick up anything and you were just waiting all this time to hear from me. I mean, bless you, if that is the case. I appreciate you, but I really want to hear what you're going to get into. Are you going to get a pink powder? Do you feel like pink powder is going to go out and you're not going to like it? Like, I'm sure the trend will die. I'm sure the lip liner stain trend will die, but they're still very handy products to have. And they're still going to look very flattering on you. You don't have to go for a trend. So, yeah. That is it. And what am I going to write next? I actually don't know. I'll just go with the flow, see where the wind takes me. But feels good to finally get this one out and kind of round out my year. So that's it. Thank you for listening. And we're looking forward to what Wet Wild has next. Probably going to be the Mother Fluffer collection as seen on Reddit. I look for it every day. You might find it in Walgreens if they're being naughty and they put it out very, very, very early. Maybe there'll be a holiday collection. They usually do something. So we'll be watching. But until then, have a good one.